In a small, quiet town, there lived a man named Thomas. He was not rich. He was not famous. He was not powerful. But everyone knew his name. Why? Because whenever someone needed help, Thomas was always there. If a neighbor needed money, Thomas gave it. If someone's car broke down late at night, Thomas came running. If a friend needed advice, Thomas listened for hours. If an old man needed help carrying heavy bags, Thomas did it with a smile. He never said no. At first, people admired him. Thomas has a good heart, they said. He is different from others. He is a blessing. Every time Thomas heard those words, he felt happy inside. He felt needed. He felt important. He believed he was living the right way. He told himself, "A good person always helps. A kind person never refuses. A loving person sacrifices." So Thomas kept giving, and giving, and giving. But slowly, something began to change. It did not happen in one day. It happened so quietly that Thomas did not notice at first. One evening, after helping a friend move heavy furniture across town, Thomas returned home tired, hungry, and weak. His back hurt. His hands were sore. He had not eaten all day. He opened his door, ready to rest. Then his phone rang. Thomas stared at the screen. Another call. Another favor. He closed his eyes for a moment. He wanted silence. He wanted food. He wanted one peaceful night. But when he answered, he said the same words he always said. "Of course. Tell me." That night, he came home even later. His dinner was cold. His room was dark. And as he sat alone in the silence, a strange thought entered his mind. Why do people only call me when they end something? The thought bothered him, but he pushed it away. Helping people is good, he told himself. This is what life is about. Still, the calls kept coming. In fact, they came more often. A cousin needed rent money. A co-worker needed help finishing a project. A neighbor needed someone to watch the children. A friend wanted a ride. Another needed a loan. Another wanted comfort after making the same bad choices again and again. Thomas gave his time, his money, his energy, his peace. At first, he believed all this kindness would return to him one day. He thought life worked like a mirror. If you gave enough love, love would come back. If you helped enough people, someone would help you too. But life had other plans. One cold, rainy afternoon, Thomas became very sick. His body felt weak. His head burned with fever. Even standing felt difficult. For the first time in a long while, Thomas was the one who needed help. So he reached for his phone. He called one friend. No answer. He called another. Busy. He sent a message to someone he had helped many times before. Seen. No reply. His chest felt heavy. Then he called his cousin, the same cousin he had lent money to more than once. This time, the cousin answered. Thomas spoke softly. "I'm really unwell. Could you please bring me some medicine?" There was a pause. Then the cousin said, "I'm not near that area right now. Maybe ask someone else." And the call ended. Thomas stared at the phone in silence. The room felt colder. The sound of rain against the window seemed louder than ever. For a long time, he did not move. The people he had run to help, the people he had saved, the people he had never refused. Where were they now? That night, something changed inside him. Not all at once, but enough. The next morning, Thomas stood in front of the mirror. He looked tired. Not just tired in body, tired in spirit. His eyes had lost their shine. His face looked older. His smile was gone. And for the first time, he asked himself a question he had avoided for years. Am I kind? Or am I just afraid to disappoint people? The question stayed in his mind all day. Whenever someone called, it returned. Whenever someone asked for another favor, it returned. Whenever guilt pulled at his heart, it returned. Maybe, Thomas thought, I do not always help because of love. Maybe sometimes I help because of fear. Fear that people will get angry. Fear that they will leave. Fear that they will think I am selfish. Fear that they will stop liking me. That truth hurt him deeply. Because now, Thomas saw something he had never wanted to see. He had not only been used by others, he had also allowed it. Little by little, he had trained people to believe his time had no value, that his energy had no limit, that his kindness had no boundary, that no matter how much they took, he would keep giving. And now, they expected it. A few days later, there was a knock on his door. Thomas opened it. A man from the neighborhood stood outside with a small smile. Thomas, he said, I need your help. It will only take an hour. Thomas looked at him quietly. In the past, he would have said yes before even hearing the details. But this time, something inside him stopped. His old fear whispered, Say yes. Do not upset him. But another voice, calm, quiet, and new, asked, And what about you? For a moment, Thomas said nothing. The man's smile began to fade. Well, he asked. Thomas took a slow breath. Then he said words that felt strange in his mouth. I'm sorry. I can't help today. Silence. The man's face changed. Oh, he said coldly. I see. No concern, no understanding, no kindness. He turned and walked away. Thomas closed the door slowly. His heart was beating fast. He felt guilty. He felt uncomfortable. He felt as if he had done something wrong. But beneath all of that, there was another feeling. A small, quiet feeling. Relief. For the first time in years, Thomas had protected his own peace. Over the next few days, he began to change. Not into a cruel man, not into a selfish man, but into a wiser one. He stopped answering every call immediately. He paused before saying yes. He began asking himself simple questions. Is this help truly needed? Can I do this without harming myself? Would this person do the same for me? Am I helping from love or from fear? The answers opened his eyes. Some people respected the new Thomas, but many did not. That was the most shocking part. The same people who once praised his kindness became cold when they could no longer control it. You've changed, they told him. You're not the same anymore. You used to care. At first, those words hurt him. But then Thomas understood something important. They did not miss his kindness. They missed his obedience. They missed the Thomas who never protected himself, the Thomas they could always use. That truth was painful, but it also set him free. One night, Thomas sat alone again in his small room. The same room, The same chair, the same silence. But this time, the silence felt different. It did not feel lonely. It felt peaceful. And in that quiet moment, Thomas understood a truth that changed his life forever. Being needed is not the same as being loved. Being useful is not the same as being valued. And saying yes to everyone can slowly become a way of saying no to yourself. Thomas finally understood that kindness is not weakness. Real kindness needs wisdom. Real generosity needs limits. Real love includes self-respect. Because if you keep pouring water into every cup around you while never filling your own, one day you will become empty.